What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Florida and Billy Napier. Is it time to finally move on? Before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. And let's get into the video. Florida played Miami on Saturday, and it was a complete blowout. 41-17. Florida just got demolished on both sides of the football. They got out-coached, outplayed. Miami looked like the better football team, hands down. And it just was not a good sight, especially at home, to lose the way they did in the swamp. It was one of the most disappointing teams in week one by far. Florida was so disappointing to watch. It just didn't look good at all from anything they were doing. Graham Mertz did not had the best game, and I feel for him because he was under pressure a ton in this game. It was really kind of unfair. He was just getting hit every single time and actually got hurt. That Florida offensive line should be embarrassed by their play. You know, we talked about Florida. You know, this is year 3 for Billy Napier. It's a huge year. Year 3 is one of the biggest years for coaches, and it just has not clicked for Florida in any of these years. I mean, Florida has been a team that has not really looked good at all in Billy Napier's team. He has not put out a team on the field that you feel confident of winning, you know, a ton of games in the SEC. I don't know how you judge the Billy Napier era except for it being bad right now. I really hoped Florida was going to be a good team with a bad schedule. You know, potentially a 7-5 team, but they're better than their record says. And I don't even know if this team is going to get past 5 games or even 4 games this year. And that's just kind of crazy to say about the Florida Gators. We're talking about a program that is really legendary in many ways. I mean, 2023, they went 5-7. It's not good enough. And then Billy Napier's first year, they went 6-7. There is no answer to what is happening. We've gave Bill this program, and he's not a bad recruiter, but something's not clicking, and I think at some point it has to fall in coaching. There's just something off that it has to be development. How they're coaching the guys. I mean, listen, Florida should never be beat by Miami the way they are. And Miami's a good football team, I believe, this year. I think they have a huge upside. I would actually predict them to win the ACC. They've looked like the best ACC team in week 1. So, and Cam Ward's, I think he's going to be a Heisman finalist, but that's for another conversation. This is a good Miami team, but you're Florida. A team that has won multiple national championships, a historic program that's had, you know, superstar players in the NFL get drafted, that's had superstar coaches. You know, this team, Florida University used to have so much swag. Like, you know, if you were playing in the swamp, it was going to be a long day. We haven't had that feeling about Florida football in a while. And Miami was that same way. And obviously, they look like a good team. But Florida, since the Tebow era, there's been some ups, but there's been a lot of downs. And I don't really get it. I don't know what it is. They have some bright spots on the team, of course, because they recruit go well. I mean, DJ Lagway is a guy that I really like. I thought he showed some really good promise versus Miami when he went in for Graham Mertz, but the offensive line's terrible. The defense looked bad. There's like 0 pass rush. Sometimes they force Cam Ward out of the pocket, but it felt like Cam Ward, and I know he's a good football player, but it felt like he was doing whatever he wanted back there. And a big thing for me, and Wilson at wide receiver for Florida, he's a good player. But other than that, you know, they don't have the playmakers that they should at the University of Florida, and that's kind of disappointing to say. So my disappointment is it's high with Florida, man. I think they should be a lot better than this. And I think Billy I think his time's coming, unfortunately. Some people, I don't really know any Florida fan that would defend that right now. I think they're ready for a change. And it's never good to fire a guy early season. You don't like to. But if they lose to another game, I think he really pushed the limit versus Miami, where I think all the Florida fans agree that Billy Napier should be gone. And it'll be an interesting coaching search for Florida this year. I mean, what will Florida do to really make this program glow up like they used to be? And they have to hire the right guy. And is it a splash hire? Is it a guy like Billy Napier, who they didn't really try to get a splash hire with Napier, but clearly that didn't work. So I don't know what you really do. You gotta go hire the right guy. I think you gotta throw some money at certain people, maybe Lane Kiffin, but whoever the next coach of this team is, they have to be able to turn around this program in a fast way. They have to do it in a unique way because Florida is in a big hole and they're not recruiting bad. They have good talent in their roster, but I think there's some bad players. I don't want to say bad because I don't want to disrespect anyone on these teams. These players, they're college guys. I mean, they can continue to get better, but I think there's some people on this Florida team that don't necessarily should be playing at Florida. Florida, from their depth chart, from the top to the bottom, should have a ton of talent. And I look at when Billy Napier was hired and the coaches they had around him that were hired. I think Brent Venables was hired at the same time. His roster is a lot better looking than Florida right now, in my opinion. They look like a better team. And you had like Dan Lanning, I believe, the same offseason. So like when you look at those guys, you have Lincoln Riley as well, Brian Kelly. Billy Napier is not even close to those rosters. I know Brian Kelly just lost the other day, but it's not even really close to those teams, in my opinion. And yeah, I really want Florida to be good at football. And putting this poor performance out there, and continuing this, I mean, to not win more than 6 games for the past probably going to be 3 years or more, because Dan Mullins last year was not good. It's going to put an ugly. Hope they find the next head coach and find a good coach that fits what they want the identity of Florida to be, because they need something, man. They need someone to help dig them out of this hole. Florida's going to be a tough job. It's a big job, but it's going to be a tough job because the expectations are high, and turning around that program is going to be a task. But that'll do it for me. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.